into a home?
Hey, look who's here. Now we have to wait for the chat to come in.
All right, I just messaged them in Discord.
Yeah, we have to wait for the chat to come in and see what happens. Let's see. Pop the
Back
chat
again.
There we go.
Where's my groups? Oh, that's the wrong thing. That's why.
Let's show it, Jamingo.
Okay.
Let me see what happens when I do this. It doesn't seem to be working. In other words, I'm looking at Rumble. I went over to Rumble and I'm just recycling it, and it doesn't look like it went up.
Oh, Dean's here. Okay.
Dean is here. Okay, now we're on Rumble.
Do we have an echo, Dean?
No.
Oh.
We might have had a little echo because I just hit Rumble.
You did?
Rumble. All right. Do we have an echo now? Hey, Sparky.
Hi, Sparky. Yay!
No echo.
No one thinks it.
All right. Shit. I have a problem here. I might have to have you bounce out and back in again because let me just double check something.
Okay. No echo. Yay.
All right, here we go. I'm going to have to bounce you out and
All right.
come right back in.
I can bounce all night.
Bye. All right, now we're going to find out if the rubber really hits the road now. All right, hold on. Alexa, please turn off the desktop fan.
Guess who's back?
And I said,
Okay.
I said, please.
You're so nice.
Okay, let's take
All
it
right.
from the top.
Mike wants to start everything from the top.
Yes, we
We're gonna be
can.
here till fucking midnight. John has so many video clips.
I don't know. Hang on. I can't record on this, but I can record on this, which is fine. It's fine. It's fine.
You just said I can't record on this, but I'm going to record on this.
I can't okay. Can I buy a noun? All right. I can't record on the Rodecaster Pro,
Okay.
but I can record here in Ecamm.
Okay, perfect.
Does Duchess have to work tomorrow? Yes,
I
she
do.
does.
Right.
she did.
I'm solo in the office, so I can
Right.
roll on in when I get there.
Or she could not go into the gym tomorrow and sleep in a little bit.
Oh, you silly man.
Look at that face.
I have to work off the ice cream and all the drinks, all the good times.
All right, now that I've completely destroyed everything that I have here. Why don't we just do this? I'm going to hit the music. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to put the show out as a podcast, right? Doesn't matter.
At this point, yes, yeah.
All right, where's my mouse?
Where's
Damn
your
it.
tinfoil hat?
Where's my tinfoil hat?
Are we live on Rumble or not tonight?
Okay, now we got.
We don't have to be. Don't go panic about it.
I'm not. Yeah, we should be live on Rumble. Yeah. We're live on Rumble.
Let's see.
I had to do it twice.
Okay.
Chat.
Cancel that.
Chat. There we go. All right, now let's see if this works.
Here we go. Okay.
Nope. Maybe I don't.
Nope. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's
Hang on a
pretend it's
second.
7 o'clock.
Try one more thing. Well, I can't. If I can't.
It's okay.
I know. Oh, I know. Here we go.
Calm the Jamingo. Calm.
All right, so it's here.
Deep breath.
Yes, bitches. All right. Let's just pretend that. All right, I'm going to play the intro music, and then we're just going to go right into it.
Okay.
Or not. I'm going to have to change this for every one of these.
Okay.
All right, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1.
All right. Let's see. Oops. Okay. All right. We are live on Rumble. I can open it now.
They don't hear the music.
No, that's all
We
right.
can hear the music. They can't hear the music. I'll put
can't
it
hear
in
the music.
post.
I don't hear the music.
You don't hear it either? Well, that would be nice to know.
I didn't know you were playing it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That would have been nice to know.
You're supposed to hear music. Yes, but no. So download it, and the music will magically be there. Or
Hang
not.
on a second. I just got to go to the permissions real quick. Oh, no. That's not what I want to do.
Oh, dear.
I have to have this because... Stop it. Shut up. I'm the only one that can hear. Why am I the only one that can hear that? Let me think about this. All right, let's try this. Hang on 1 second. 1 second.
Mike, save this clip right here and says when he thinks about it, and I need you to take it and like put smoke and steam coming out from by his ears. And then when he freaks out.
Tell me if you hear this.
Yes. No,
We're getting
not,
there.
But, all right.
We're getting there.
Baby steps.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, Bunker Dwellers, to the Boomer Bunker, the podcast where we dive deep into the latest topics with your hosts, John Jamingo and the Duchess. Get ready for a mix of humor, insight, and a bit of old school flair. Here's your hosts, Jamingo and the Duchess.
A podcast that's so nice, we have to do it twice. I am John Jamingo, once again, trying to get my shit together. There is mixers and wires. It looks like someone threw up at a podcasting store in here right now, but that's okay. What the hell? We're going to give it another shot. This is going to come out as a podcast, and a lot of you won't know what happened because we tried to do this 2 other times, and it didn't work either time. But, there's no quitting my shit. I am here to make it queer because I couldn't remember. I am here to pull shit out of my rear.
You did pull shit out of your rear. Literally.
I did. All right. So we are back running again because I got lucky. I was going to say because I'm a motherfucking troubleshooter. But I guess I got lucky. I don't know. I don't really know what to tell you about this, but...
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
That's all right.
All right. So
it's
Duchess.
243.3.
Okay. And when we played some clips and that didn't work, and we tried some other shit and that didn't work... Mm-hmm. So, okay, I'm going to start with Joe Biden. I have a question for you and the chat. Is Joe Biden still alive? Joe Rubenesque Biden, whatever the fuck his middle name is, Robert and blah, blah, blah. What's his middle name? I don't know. Anyhow, is that man the one that the real Joe Biden? Is he still alive? What do you think?
Will the real Joe Biden please stand up?
If you can?
If he can. I don't know. I have no idea. I have to tell you, it's not something I had originally thought about. And then, you just start seeing social media, and then you see images of him, at varying heights.
Yeah.
The first lady seems to get really tall, really small. Really tall again.
Right.
And I'm like, look, I get it. Sometimes you wear 2 3-inch heels, but I'm like, but there's a big difference.
All right, so
weird.
The party of doesn't want to. They're afraid that if the other party gets in, it'll be the end of democracy. But we don't have a democracy. But I digress. They have fucked around and fucked around. They stole the 2016 primary from Bernie Sanders, so Hillary Clinton could win. Then back in 2020. Bernie was running against Joe Biden, and he was doing well. And they got everybody else to drop out so that Joe Biden could win. All right, so that's 2 fucking primaries that the Democrats fucked with. They did not allow they did not allow the people to have the choice. That's what a primary is for. Let's have the choice. They didn't do that. So now here we go to 2020. What's 2024? Thank you. Yeah. 2024.
You're getting there.
Right. They didn't have a primary. They fucked with everybody. They screwed with Robert Kennedy Jr. and then there was some other guy, some nitwit that tried to run against him, and some states didn't have a primary and all. So now Joe Biden, who was getting his ass kicked in the polls by by Donald Trump, and they're panicking because they ran him out, and I think they did this on purpose. They ran him out for that debate stage, and they didn't give him his cocktail, all right? And he walked out there, and he looked like a zombie.
He did.
And
Past his bedtime.
right? So he's sitting there with his mouth, slack jaw, looking at it and says, the idea that everything was the idea that this guy would do the idea. So now the media is pissed because they've been lying for this guy since
years.
But before the 2020 election. They were lying. They let him run a campaign from his basement. They used COVID to cover it up. And then all kinds of shenanigans and tomfoolery happened during the election. Mm-hmm. Right? Oh, there's no proof. See, you're an election denier. There's no proof. Well, there's no proof if you don't look for proof. Then there's no proof.
Even CNN got some proof
Okay.
by accident. Remember the woman's stuff in the box?
Yeah. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's, again, what are we, fucking morons? We don't have two eyes. We don't have ears. We don't have a working brain. We see what's going on here, the shenanigans and the tomfoolery of the Democratic Party, because the Republican Party is the Nazi, homophobic Hitlers.
Racist.
Bigots,
Yeah.
all that shit.
Anti-everything, yeah.
Anti-everything. And if you're black, they love you. Unless you're going to vote Republican. Then, you Uncle Tom, you are no longer black. You are the black face of white supremacy. How dare
Clarence
you?
Thomas. It's now
Yes.
the Clarence Thomas, really.
Yes. And this is going on in front of everybody. Everybody sees what's going on here. So they decide, I don't know how, all of a sudden Biden's got COVID.
Yeah, they shuttled him off so they could conference.
Right.
Because they panicked because it was, how long has it been from when the debate till he got COVID? Was that like 3 weeks?
Well, it was a couple weeks, but they kept trotting him out. Like they sent him out to George Snuffleupagus. All right. And he did horrible there. And then they sent him out to do another interview with Lexter Usain Bolt. And that didn't really go well. Okay. And so he just looked horrible.
Yeah, they gave him every out. Like Lester spoon-fed him that interview.
Right.
And he fucked it all up.
And then on a dime, the media that sat there and juggled his balls and kept him safe and everything, they turned on him. I mean, fake yapper, Jake Tapper, he turned on him, and CNN and MSNBC and Nancy Pelosi, and then the Democrats, who are always goose-stepping in line because they never get out of line. They started turning on him. They started asking for him to get out. Come on, Trump's going to win. So then Sunday night, Joe Biden sends out a tweet, not on, official letterhead or not any, nothing like that. A tweet.
Seriously. Yeah.
And a signature that doesn't look like his. And what do? Okay, so now all of a sudden, Kamala Harris is now now all of a sudden,
The poster child.
she has all the delegates. She has all the delegates. She watched her delegates, so she's got all the delegates. She's got all the delegates now. And again, the Democratic Party circumvented something.
They circumcised the system.
They circumcised the system. They just cut around the tip, got a little skin off, and once again, the people of the Democratic Party did not get to pick their candidate. They couldn't vote for him in 2016. They couldn't vote for him in 2020. They fucked him again in 2024. So Joe Biden, being the elder, basically demented person that he is.
Oh, he's a mess. Yeah.
All right. I guess they went in there and they said, hey, listen, if you don't fucking step away from this, you're going to be the first president that we what is it? Amendment 25?
Yeah,
Which one is it?
25 of them, yeah.
Yeah, 25th
Article
Amendment.
25, wasn't it?
We're going to Article 25.
yeah.
We're going to give you an Article 72. That's a 69 with 3 fingers in your ass. That's what's going to happen.
86.
Right. We're going to give you.
Yeah.
All right. So the Article 25, we're gonna fuck you over and we're gonna remove you, and this is going to be an embarrassment for you because you're going to be the only president we had to remove because, you know, you've lost your marbles. Your elevator will go to the top.
Right.
So then, so we don't see him. No one knows where he's at. There's emails saying that he's dead, and and nobody's saying anything. Now, it is against the Constitution to lie to people that if your leader's dead, they're Kamala Harris should immediately be the 47th president of the United States. But she doesn't want it because she's running against Donald Trump. And if she becomes the president, then she's saddled with all his bullshit. And his bullshit, because, all right, let's review. He comes into office.
Right.
He pulls out of Afghanistan, you know, and just, what a debacle, kills 13.
Billions of dollars.
At least
everywhere.
billions of dollars. I think $85 billion of equipment. We tuck our tail and run like pussies, and we get 13 servicemen killed. And then to retaliate, what he did was he sent a drone strike out there and killed some family that had nothing to do with it. But we don't want to hear about that. We've left, I don't even know how many Americans behind that were in country and couldn't get out. Yeah. They couldn't get to the airport. So we left a big giant Air Force base over there. We just, in the middle of the night,
all the weapons, all the vehicles,
just left.
everything.
All right. So then they have this, they've been spending more money than they can make. Inflation goes from when Trump leaves, 1.4% to up to 9%. Right. So now it just keeps going up and up and up. Now everything's baked into the system. Everything this man touches. He says for the midterms, I'm going to take care of your student loans. Well, he knew he couldn't do that. But, you know, the dummy kids, they're like, hey, man, he's going to forgive our loans. That's thousands of dollars. I'll take that.
Yeah.
And they voted for him.
You can buy my vote.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Supreme Court said, what? You can't do that shit. I'm a little pissed off at the Supreme Court because it should have been immediate. The Supreme Court should have got on the phone or went to one of the news agencies and said, he can't do this. All right, we're going to strike that down. You guys aren't going to see a penny. He's lying to you.
Oh, my kids have had some of their debt forgiven.
Whatever.
I know.
Again, against the Constitution.
I'm mad about it, but I'm kind of not. I'm like,
okay, so against the Constitution, he has, again, breaking the law. So then he comes out Sunday night, and he sits down, and he has this speech, and we're like, okay. Now, here's my second question to you. Do you think that speech was live, or was it recorded and then played at 8 o'clock?
I think it was pre-recorded.
I
really do. I think
because
he's not swift, and they left all the. He still misspoke. He still stumbled on his words, and it was just awkward to watch. I wanted it. You know what? I was hoping. Dana Perino had said the same thing. You know, you're hoping that he has a meaningful message, and that he says something that, you know, that somehow appeals to everybody. And it's just like when he was done, I'm like, you're just a sad old man, and you just campaigned for Kamala Harris. Like, that's what that was. That was a campaign speech, frankly.
It was. And I was going to play the speech here so we could kind of go over some of the stuff he said, because there was a lot of shenanigans and tomfoolery in this speech, because they're talking about how Trump is a liar. Well, halfway through that speech, Biden's pants should have caught on fire. But, you know,
exploded. Yeah.
Here at the Boomer Bunker, we just don't do things like everybody else. I have a special guest reading of the speech.
Oh, dear.
Here we go. Here we go. God damn it, here we go.
Surrounded by portraits.
Hold on. Here we go.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. In this sacred space, I'm surrounded by portraits of extraordinary American presidents. Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. George Washington, who showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office, but I love my country more, and it's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think it's more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people.
All right, now he is one lying motherfucker through that whole thing. They basically wrote this thing for him and said, Bob, Devin/Heaven 2024. Bob. That's a good joke, Bob.
It sounds so much like him.
Doesn't it?
That's so eerie.
I know, it's crazy. All right, so let's get into some of the bullshit. The bullshit that's going on here. All right, here's bullshit take number one. Every clip.
Yep.
Here we go. Hang on. Every clip. Here we go.
For hardworking families, grow our economy.
Hang on. Let me back it up because I got to give Devin. He doesn't get very many guest spots on the show anymore, so let's get Devin.
He doesn't get as much airtime as he used.
Yeah, here we go.
That means I'll continue to lower costs for hardworking families, grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose. I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence or any violence ever, period. I'm going to keep speaking out to protect our kids from gun violence. Our planet from climate crisis is the existential threat, and I will keep fighting for my cancer moonshot so we can end cancer as we know it, because we can do it.
Okay.
That was weird when he said that. I'm like, I was watching that and I was like,
cancer moonshot. But has he lowered prices for you, Duchess? Have you seen any prices lowered?
no.
No. Me either. I don't know what he's talking about. Again, lie after lie after lie. Did he get fact-checked by the mainstream media? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Is anybody fact checking him? He's
No.
barely relevant at this point.
I know. Here we go.
In Chip.
I can't do it. I can't change it until I clip it. Then I have to go back. All right. So here is lies, the set of lies number 2.
Manufacturing has come back to America. We're leading the world again in chips and
Potato chips? What kind of chips? We're not leading them in making computer chips. That's all
We're
over in
certainly not
Taiwan.
leading there. Yeah.
No,
we're not doing that cheap.
We passed some kind of so many $billion bill that we were supposed to start building them in the United States. Is that happening? Do we start that? I don't know. Here we go.
science and innovation. We finally beat Big Pharma after all these years to lower the cost of prescription drugs for seniors, and I'm going to keep fighting to make sure we lower the cost for everyone, not just seniors. More people have healthcare today in America than ever before, and I signed one of the most significant laws helping millions of veterans and their families who were exposed to toxic materials.
Like Agent Orange?
Burn pits.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
Sure.
All right, let me see if this will work. Let me try it here. So we don't have to. All right, so now we go to number 3. Here's more bullshit. We're still.
Boomer Bob says manufacturing meth, fentanyl, and
fake news. Yeah, we've a lot of fake news going on out there.
The most significant climate law ever in the history of the world.
Who cares? All that's doing is driving up prices. Electric cars. We're not fracking anymore. All that shit. The price of gas has went up over 50% since he's been in office. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. You just go back and check the prices. It's not that hard at all.
Sad? You're so used to it, and like you get excited when it's, gas is like $3.30. You're like, oh, it's on sale.
It's not $3.50.
I remember when it was $2 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I do.
The most significant climate law ever in the history of the world.
We heard
the
that.
first major gun safety law in 30 years. And today, violent crime rate is at a 50-year low. We're also securing our...
How much of a lie
How?
is that?
All you have to do is go to any major city.
You want me to tell you how?
Go
I'll
ahead.
tell you how. Because the major cities have stopped reporting crimes. And you know how you drop crime? Stop reporting them.
You don't.
Crime-
Well, you don't arrest people. You don't process them.
All right,
You just
that
let 'em
too.
back out.
That too in California. Well, there's
All the major
you're allowed to
cities.
shoplift up to $950. I don't know why
They just
everybody
roll 'em
just
back
don't go in a grocery store, fill up their cart with $400 worth of groceries and walk out. I don't know why you
That's
don't
like
do
8
that.
things. That's like 3 steaks and some coffee.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they're not reporting the crime. This guy, again, it's lies after lies after lies. You know how I know how we'll lower crime, whatever. I know how we're going to lower crime. We're going to stop reporting it.
Well, we just it's just false. It's just illusions. It's just a fucking smoke show. It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. There was one community, I can't remember the town. It was a Target that the police said stop calling.
Yeah.
Stop calling us. Stop calling the police when Target is trying to report people stealing. Don't
What
call.
you know what I
They
say
should
we go.
shut that fucking Target down. Shut it down.
They should shut it down. Start shutting these stores down and say, until somebody stops, until we get some kind of laws where we have immunity. If someone's stealing, we can tackle them, tase them, cuff them, have the police come, and then arrest them and prosecute them. They used to do that back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, it's like citizens on patrol. You could citizens arrest people.
They had undercover security guards in there, and if they caught you, they would stand in the vestibule, and if you came out, they would grab you and they would hold you. They would put you on the ground and cuff you, and then they would take you in the back room. They would call the police. They would come in. They would press charges, and then they would prosecute the person.
Yes. Nobody. Well, it's this is record low. I don't know how. The decrease in it when we have record low police.
Well,
enrollment. There's no,
of course
because they're all leaving. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? You know.
I wouldn't stay. I mean, why would you?
It's ridiculous. I mean, let's go back because we can do this now. Let's go back and look at what was going on when the police were in Washington, D.C., and these pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, protesters / rioters were there. They had to start bear spraying them. Here we go.
Yeah, no sympathy for them.
If you're pushing against the police and they're telling you to back up, the police should be able to take that billy club out and club these motherfuckers like baby seals. I'm sorry. You know what? You know where you're safe? Where I can't reach. I'm going to stand right here. And if you get in where I can swing, I'm going to crack you in the skull with one of these.
You're not touching me.
Yeah,
I'm not touching you.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not touching you. We need a demilitarized zone where I can swing this club and not hit you. Stay back from there. You'll be fine. But no, because they think that they're allowed to do this. They're allowed to push this. And, you know, if I move this a little further, these cops are just spraying pepper spray over the top. And these poor cops that are on the very front line are getting pepper sprayed too. It's horrible. You know, I go back to this thing where we just can't let bad behavior continue.
It's ridiculous. And here's the thing. People are like, oh, it's my First Amendment right to protest peacefully.
Yeah.
Once you start rioting, all bets are off. And why they handicap the police and not, they finally, I know they did arrest some people. What they should do is corral all of these animals that destroyed that property, and they should be made to clean it up.
They should absolutely be done this. Here's the aftermath of
heartbreaking.
look at this. This spray paint. I guess this is some kind of facsimile of the Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
All the monuments are sprayed like a North Philadelphia bus stop. Look at that. Look at this, all tagged up. And then the next day, they've got people out there with chemicals, and they're washing this paint off and spending
all the public employees. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Taxpayer dollars.
Right.
to
Cleaning
clean it
this
up.
shit up from these animals.
They should fine every one of these motherfuckers. Go to take
Absolutely.
them back to their parents' house and bring them into the basement where they live and take all their shit.
Right. Now,
You know what? If the kids can't pay, then you find their parents. I don't care.
I know
just that
this
much of a dickbag.
exactly. And if you're old
Whatever.
enough, and listen, if you're over 18, then you go to jail. You go to jail. You get community service. We got to make it painful for them to do this. Now, what is the new Democratic nominee for president? What does Scamala have to say about this? Well, here we go. The statement from the Vice President, Kamala Harris. Yesterday at Union Square in Washington, D.C., we saw despicable acts by unpatriotic protesters and dangerous hate-fueled rhetoric. I condemn any individuals associating with this brutal terrorist organization, Hamas, which has vowed to annihilate the state of Israel and kill Jews. Pro-Hamas graffiti and rhetoric is abhorrent, and we must not tolerate it in our nation. I condemn the burning of the American flag. The flag is a symbol of our highest ideals as a nation and represents the promise of America. It should never be desecrated in any way. I support the right to peacefully protest, but let's be clear. Anti-Semitism, hate, and violence of any kind has no place in our nation.
Not bad, but a day late.
Okay, not bad, but a day late. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Someone had to write it for her, so yeah.
Yes, that's true. So
Busy propping up Joe, writing his speeches. Now they got quick, gotta write one for Kamala.
yeah, and again, what's he going to do? He's just sitting there.
Yeah, no statement from him, right?
No, listen, they're just going to keep him in there.
President P-pads.
Right. Okay. So as this continues to go on, all this fighting and everything, what they're doing is they're opening their eyes. They're opening the eyes of the people that, some of these other kids that were, they were pro-Democrat. And here we have this.
For everybody who tries to convince me and everybody else that Donald Trump wants to destroy democracy. Was it Donald Trump who rigs the Democratic primaries to make sure that the Democratic constituents aren't allowed to select their own candidate?
Nope.
Was it Donald Trump who made sure that RFK Jr. was not going to be on the Democratic ticket? Was it Donald Trump who made sure that Bernie Sanders was not going to be on the Democratic ticket? And how come everybody is crying about democracy, but their own party doesn't let them choose their own candidate? And lastly, I do want to say that y'all are proving that you're uneducated and don't know the difference between a republic and a democracy. The truth is, Donald Trump has never interfered with the elections, but I see the Democrats doing it over and over and over and over and over again. Or should I call them Democrats?
Ooh, I like Democrats.
Zing.
I'm a fan of Democrats. I might have to start using that.
She's not wrong. I mean, I think she actually spoke very clearly. I like that. It's nice
I
when
do.
people aren't screaming.
Yeah.
You know.
Meanwhile, while Bibi Netanyahu,
I love listening to hear you say his name. That just
I know.
makes me smile.
Rashida Tlaib was out in the audience, and she's sitting there with her war criminal sign.
Yeah, take a tablecloth and fucking go already.
All right, with a terrorist scarf on. All right. So, well, Rashida, you should know better than to hold up a sign and let the internet get a hold of that.
Let the memes begin.
Let the memes begin. So we start with a little cartoony.
She looks just like that.
All right. Here's one. She's a terrorist. She's got a little terrorist. So I'm the terrorist. How about this one? I love Hamas. All right.
Face. Oh my God.
Yeah. Here, this is a little bit. This is a
Sour.
little bit more honest. Fuck the Jews. Fuck
not
the
wrong.
Jews is a good one. Here's one. Jew hater with an arrow pointing at her. She's a Jew hater. One of my favorites. I'm a cunt.
Holy shit.
Right? This one. I just farted. I don't eat pig, but I am a pig.
I am a pig.
Right? Here's one of my favorites. I lick snatch, which is always a good one. Oh, wait a minute. I got one. Well, Here we go. My snatch stinks is one.
Wow.
But my favorite, this is my favorite. Michelle Obama showed me her penis.
Holy shit. She's special. She got the big mic.
Mike says
She got the Big
all
Mike
those
special.
will be drops. Yes.
That's right, Sparky. Big Mike.
Big Mike. Big Mike strikes again.
She just sat there holding up this little paddleboard
Mm-hmm.
with that war criminal.
Yeah,
out
she just
there.
sat
It's
there and she thought she was so smart. And I'm sure
Yeah.
we're not done with that fucking sign yet because I'm sure the
No.
internet will have a ball with this one.
Someone had taken this picture and put Joe Biden's face over hers
Mm-hmm.
and changed it to vanilla, please. Like he's like holding up a paddle for an ice cream flavor.
Yeah, Sparky says that's her pickleball pattern. You think she plays pickleball? She doesn't play pickleball. The only thing that does is swat the cockroaches at her house.
Wow. She's
Finally, the mainstream media, sometimes they get it right by accident. They say the quiet part out loud. They say that the government tried to kill Trump. Here we go. God damn you.
sorry. Everything's gonna take a twofer on that.
Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas starts us off from Washington. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. Our audience is about to see the frantic seconds in the moments after the government tried to kill former President Trump.
Wow. Wow.
Now, I don't think he actually says the government, but it sounds like it, doesn't it?
I'll play it again. Play that little bit.
Seconds in the moments after the government tried to kill former President Trump. It's all caught on police body cam video. And warning to our family at home,
Did
what
they
you're
edit
about
him?
to see may be disturbing.
All right, well,
Who
we're not,
hasn't seen
This
this
morning-
video?
all right, so that's the end of that. But I just love the government.
Oh my word. The government.
The government. So Monday, they brought the DEI hire, Kimberly Cheadle, to Congress, and she got smoked. But the one I like the most is this one gentleman right here, because this guy said it all. Here we go.
This is the thing. You just said you had the ability to beef up the security. You knew about the threat, and you didn't. And that's as telling as it is chilling. We have satellite images from the Butler Fairgrounds. Have you visited the site?
No, I have not.
9 days and you have not visited the site. You should have been there that night. Did you talk to, that evening, did you talk to the team, the heroes that surrounded the president? Did you call them that night?
They were still operational work.
So that's an answer is no. Did you call them the next day?
President. Yes, I spoke with
You called them the very next day, not the day of, or was it 72 hours after?
I don't know the timeline, but I spoke with
Okay,
them
because you're under oath.
immediately
I
following.
think it was 72 hours after. You waited 3 days. What does it mean?
She waited 3 days to talk to her team after somebody took a shot at the president.
Holy shit. I missed this because I was on vacay, so I was like out and
All right.
about. So
All right, well, buckle up because he's not done.
Completely clear is that there are a number of structures that need to be secured. Of these, Director, other than the first, immediate 4, what's the most dangerous site that should have been secured? Because Security 101, you got to mitigate the high ground.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what the next most dangerous site? What was the closest structure to the president?
It's okay.
Other than the 4 immediate ones that you had your counter sniper teams on?
There are a number of structures around that event site.
You know who the shooter knew? The shooter has visited the site 2 more times than you have, and he
burn.
Yeah. So and he's not
had a
done.
drone, and he picked the AGR building. So you said, do you remember in an ABC interview you did that you didn't have people on the roof of the AGR building because you were worried about safety because of the slope?
Yeah, they are.
I recall that statement.
Okay. Does the Secret Service have written policy you can share with us about slope roofs?
No.
Okay. So why'd you act like there was one? Because is it your practice to comment on enormous events of enormous national implications when you're ignorant of the facts?
No.
That's rhetorical. So here's this thing with the slopes. You go all up to like 1812, you can go to a 112, which is about as flat as you can get without it being completely flat. And you're saying that there was a danger, safety concern there. But the problem is, Director, you put your counter snipers on a 312 roof, which is steeper than the 112. And by the way, the 112 is ADA compliant. You can build a ramp for a wheelchair on a 112 roof. So these are nothing but pathetic excuses, and they make no sense, and they're a bunch of cow dung. All the law enforcement I've spoken with over the last 9 days are amazed that the AGR rooftop was not secure. And you want to know why? Because it's dangerous. I have never had any long gun training in my life.
All right. Get this. I'm going to back this up a little bit. He hasn't had any long gun training at all. All right.
Okay.
9 days are amazed that the AGR rooftop was not secure. You want to know why? Because it's dangerous. I have never had any long gun training in my life. I own an AR-15, and last time I shot it one time my whole life. It was 6 years ago. That is until Saturday, where we recreated the events in Savoy, Texas, where we recreated what happened in Butler. I was lying prone on a sloped roof at 130 yards at 6:30 at night. And I knew that he had a scope. I didn't know what kind, red dot or magnified. So I shot 8 rounds from both. You know what the result was? 15 out of 16 kill shots. And the one I missed would have hit the president's ear. That's a 94% success rate. And that shooter was a better shot than me.
Not really.
It is a miracle President Trump wasn't killed. Corey Comparator's life is over because that damn shooter made it on the roof. And it wasn't the roof that was dangerous. It was the nut job on top of the roof. You know what else is dangerous? I believe your horrifying ineptitude and your lack of skilled leadership is a disgrace. Your obfuscating today is shameful. And you should be fired immediately and go back to Garden Doritos. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Go back to Garden Doritos. That went
Garden
on.
Doritos.
That went on and on. Even AOC said
it was both sides.
Yes.
Ripped into her.
So,
you know, when AOC and the Republicans agree,
all right.
someone's going down. Yeah.
So did I make you a fan of Dan Bongino?
There's a good chance, yes.
Have you been listening
to him?
Have you been listening to him?
It's hard sometimes to pay attention every morning, but I do hear him. Yes.
Okay.
He is on fire. That guy
is
so
on
mad.
because he was part of the Secret Service. He still has a lot of Secret Service people there, and they are
talking
giving
to
him
Mm-hmm.
information, and he is not shy. He's putting it out there. But you know who's not saying any of this shit? The mainstream media. Now they have the FBI.
It was fake. It was a fake attempt. That's
right. So it was fake, and there might have been glass that hit him from the teleprompter. But the problem is that teleprompter wasn't broke. The teleprompter wasn't shot.
Nope.
He got 8 shots off. He got 8 shots off at the president, and by the grace of God. And I know, Joy Behar says you shouldn't say the grace of God. I'm saying, you feckless whore, that by the grace of God, he is still alive. And they are pissed because that wasn't supposed to happen. Now, I'm going to go, wait a minute, hang on. Where is it? Let me see. Everybody, you ready?
All right. Do it twice.
All right. There is the Heritage Foundation, who has tracked the shooter's phone and any phones that are around him. Well, they tracked phones that could be his or someone else that, they were around the house, and they were also in Washington, D.C., very close to the FBI building and the Secret Service building in Washington, D.C. Within a year.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. That's interesting. That's suspicious.
That's suspicious, exactly.
Okay, now, I don't know whether this kid was, I don't know if he was trained or pushed or coerced into doing something like this, but it sounds like something the CIA would do. Sounds like they would get this guy to do it, and this is what's supposed to happen because nobody shot nobody shot this. The sniper was not shot until he got 8 shots off, and then one shot got him right between the eyes. Bullseye. All right. Now, I think what was supposed to happen was he was supposed to kill Trump, and then the sniper was supposed to kill him, and there's no witness. And the more shit that's going on, they've lost the communication. There's no.
It's insane. There's nothing that went supposed to plan. Where's the drone coverage? Where's everything? Where's all the visuals? Where's all of those plans?
this guy,
Bongino's calling for him.
the shooter flew a drone.
Of course, he
drone
did.
around. Yeah, he did. But it wasn't within there. It was like 200 yards away. Oh, it was high enough to see where he could go.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a ladder. Apparently, he climbed up on an air conditioner and threw his gun up there, and then he climbed up on top of this and all.
That's why they said the police that found him was standing, holding his hands, like pulling himself up, which is why he couldn't shoot that guy. He was climbing up,
Yeah. Now they have, Josh Hawley, who was one of the chairmen of the committee, he went there.
I like him.
And they wouldn't let him in. They wouldn't let him go on it. They wouldn't let him there. But a couple other congressmen have been there, and I have this report from the roof where the sniper was.
All right, guys, I'm up here on the building where the supposed sniper took a shot.
Supposed? Okay.
It's not that steep at all. Just had a 70-year-old man back here climb up on the roof easily. See that water tower behind me? Had Secret Service or anybody had sniper teams up there, this guy wouldn't have made it 5 feet up this roof. He would have been taken out. Behind me, you see.
All right, now.
Who are all those people on there? Is it just like we're selling tickets now? Like anybody can just climb up and take? It's like a free for all over there.
Yeah, we're all Mannix. We're all we're all Barnaby Jones. We're all up there. We're all.
So it's just regular jamokes.
Let me just tell you something. When the internet gets busy, shit gets found out. Now, see behind him, there's 2 windows there. That's where the counter sniper team was. Don't you think if they were looking out that window, they could have saw him up on that roof? Why wasn't he shot then? There is so much going on at Barney Fife. Barney Fife would have been a better guy up there. He can't shoot for shit. I would have rather had. Listen, I would have rather had Jody B up on the roof with his amazing aiming military skills.
Dog sniper.
Yes, I would have rather had him up there shooting at this guy. At least if he would have shot at him, that we'd have had something, And the other thing was the sniper. They had this guy. They were looking for this guy for an hour. Like they knew this guy was there. They knew he was suspicious. They lost him. They knew he had a bag. They knew he had a rangefinder, and they let Trump go out on that stage. There is so much going on here and again, I know, listen to you, conspiracy theorists. Either everybody's a moron, or they let this happen, and I don't believe that people are that stupid. I really don't believe they were that stupid. Wait, the sniper for the Secret Service was in that window, not on a roof.
Those were the. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The counter sniper team.
Oh, the counter snipers. I'm sorry.
They were in that window right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, and the ones that the cops that they had around the building, it was too hot, so they went inside. It was too hot out. Too hot to go out there. It was very humid, hot and humid.
There still should have been Secret Service and counter snipers everywhere.
Right.
The fact that was,
I'm sorry. I thought you were. No, I said.
Go ahead. I'm good.
I go back to the thing that there's so many things that happen that should have never happened. That so this bizarre. Stinks. What I say, shenanigans and tomfoolery. And they're going to try to make us. And again, the FBI is in charge of this. Do you trust the FBI to do an investigation on this?
Not at this point. I don't trust them for nothing.
I don't trust them as far as I could throw Boomer Bob. I don't trust them. There's no way. I don't trust them as far as I can long jump, which isn't very far. Look, we have to get to the bottom of this, and I hope Congress. They're supposed to have some kind of special counsel or special investigation team that's going to supersede the FBI. I'm hoping they do this.
They have to. They have to. It was so public and so fucked. Like you have to. There's no other way. The American public is losing their mind. You have to research it. You can't just leave it.
Now here's the other thing that the Secret Service is doing right now. They're telling Trump, guess what? No more outdoor rallies. We can't secure you in an outdoor rally. So now they're going to bring him inside for the things where he had all these thousands of people where he could do these messages, and now he's got to go inside.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
To be honest with you, I believe that they can't. I'm not even sure if they can I'm not sure that they can protect him inside a building. I have no idea.
There's better chances a lot of these, like if he's going to be in like something like a stadium or an arena, at least there's metal detectors. Like they're going through something.
This kid should have been shot as soon as he got up on the roof, as soon as they saw the rifle.
Is there any other picture of this kid other than like the one pimply high school picture? Do we have any other photos of this kid aside from with his brain splattered out?
Well, I don't know about that. There was one picture, it was right after this, and I don't know if they removed the body or not, but there was just this trail of blood that went all the way down the roof, all the way to the end. And I was like, let's fuck around and find out.
Yeah, well. But I mean, is there, I mean, like socially, like, is there a picture? You don't see pictures of him. It used to be when someone would do that, like they would find a picture. This kid couldn't have been invisible, but apparently he was. You can't find anything.
Well,
everything's scrubbed. He was on Discord. All of a sudden that was gone. Like,
well, he was on. I'm sorry, he was on Gab. He had a Gab profile, and apparently, and again, this is just I don't have the 100% proof, but apparently he was on Gab, and when he was on Gab, he was pro Joe Biden. He was pro Joe Biden on Gab. So, but they say, oh, he's registered Republican. Well, so what? I mean,
anybody can register Republican.
Exactly, and Democrat. I remember a friend of mine was running for. He was running as a Democrat. He was running as a Democrat here, and
so you register so you could vote for him, right?
Yeah, I registered so I could vote for him in the primary. Of course, yeah. And then and it took me a long time. I kept forgetting because they kept sending me Democratic primary ballots. I'm like, shit.
Get me off of this.
Yeah. So it took me a while to get off of that. But again, this isn't over yet, and I don't want them to let up on this because this is very important. Now they're okay. So now, if we're watching this, what are we not watching? Because Russia and China had nuclear bombers come across, go by.
They did. They scrambled them out.
And then we scrambled jets. And then there's a lot of times where they have these bombers that go down the coast. And, we go out there and we follow them. And, it's just like a big show of, oh, yeah, well, you do that. We're going to do this.
A little Top Gun moment, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but this is, And what do we have? Who do we have? Who is making decisions? It's not Joe Biden. Don't tell me it's Joe Biden. This guy can't do shit. He doesn't even know where he's at. I don't even know it's the same guy. I want a DNA test. I want that guy, whoever that Joe Biden is, I want his cheeks scrubbed. I want to know if that is him. I do. I'm not 100% sure.
It's bizarre. But have you noticed how, like, what was weird was after the debate, and then the next time he popped out to speak, he was literally orange. Like Trump orange, which is funny because if you think about it, they have literally switched. Trump isn't orange anymore. Like he stopped doing that shit right away, and his hair is not as yellowy looking, like straw. He looked kind of meh. And Biden literally has taken that whole path as that's how I'm supposed to look. And when you saw him reading his speech last night or whenever the fuck he recorded it, he's just didn't have it together, and all I can do is look at him. I was like, why are they spray tanning him orange?
Well,
what is wrong with his face?
Because he's gray.
Because he looks like a ghoul. Yeah,
he's gray. When he came out for the
when he shuffled out
debate, when he shuffled out for that, he was gray. He looked like death warmed over.
Yeah.
All right. So hopefully they'll get rid of this. All right. So what I want to do is let's get into Scamala. Scamala is out on the trail right now, and let me tell you something. The media has hopped to, and they are covering her tracks. The media is back on. They are on the Kamala train, and they are going to do everything that they can do to stop any kind of bad press that she gets. And so here we go. The media, once again, lying for Scamala.
This is the kind of thing that is playing out all over conservative media. I just want to do a little bit of record correcting. There's not record crime right now. Number one,
again, there's not record crime because there's a lot of major cities that aren't reporting crime. But you know that. You're cherry picking your information.
Harris was put in charge, as you said earlier, of combating the roots of immigration. She was not and is not the borders czar.
And the Biden administration did task Vice President Kamala Harris with the issue of migrant crossings, naming her the so-called border czar.
Whoops.
Migrant cross.
But they named her the border czar. Now here, let's listen to Joe Biden.
Asked her, the VP, today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks stemming the migration to our southern border.
We've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Well,
This is the kind of thing that is
the point that she's making is that you were the border czar. Now, there's a super clip out there where they just keep going over and over, where they say she's not the border czar. And then they go back 2 years when she was appointed that. They call her the border czar. It's like, we don't have the internet? Are you stupid? Of course we have the internet. Of course we're going to do this.
Right. Well, they'll use that clip, like, because he's got a mask on. They'll be like, well, that's AI. It's fake news. It's cheap fakes.
Cheap fakes.
That's what they'll say.
But it's not. It's their, it's their.
But so many other places did scam. SNL did a skit like a couple years ago with Maya Rudolph as Kamala Harris, telling like, oh, you looks like you got the job of protecting the border, and she's like, like, so it's like people mocked it. So it was, unless everything that references it vanishes, who the fuck knows? You know.
Well, you know who's losing their mind? Conservative media is losing their mind. Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, Glenn Beck. Again, I don't say that Megyn Kelly is right wing, but she certainly is not left wing. They're all losing their mind. So, and Fox News. So, well, Kamala Harris, when Bibi Netanyahu was supposed to be the speech, she wasn't there. And where was she? Well, Fox News will tell you.
Obviously, you compare him to President Biden, who is muddling his way through speeches. People know he couldn't go more than
better, right?
Yep, couldn't go more than 15 minutes. She's very good on the prompter. No one even doubted that. She had 3,000 people there. Why are they there? A lot of them have to do with, hey, I'm a Democrat. I thought we were going to go down in flames. Now we have a shot. But the problem with Kamala Harris, number one, she has not had her record exploited heavily because people thought and marginalized her. Even in the Democratic Party, they said, wow, what a bad choice Joe Biden made. Number two is she hasn't sat down for an interview. When she sits down in an interview and says, do you want to fund ICE? Where do you stand on Medicare for all? Why didn't you show up? The most recent decision, already you got a question. She will not show up for the Prime Minister's joint.
Okay. So now pay attention, because he's going to say something here, which was shocking.
Session of Congress today. She'd rather address in the summer a sorority, a college sorority, like she can't get out of that. So
a colored sorority.
Wait, play that again?
A colored sorority.
I didn't even.
She'd rather address in the summer a sorority, a college sorority, like she can't get out of that. So that's her decision, and that's her decision to back up the protesters.
And how about the border? When they ask her about the border, I haven't been to Europe either.
You think she said college?
Yeah, I do.
Hang on.
I'm not a Kilmeade fan.
Like she can't get out of that. So
hold on, let me back it up a little bit more. Here we go.
In the summer, a sorority, a college sorority. Like
okay, maybe
said college. He said college.
You think sure?
He said it weird. He said it weird. I'm not one to give him a break. I don't like him, but I think he said college.
Black guys there like, what are you talking about, Willis? What do you mean?
He's all like, I like him.
You like that guy?
I sat on that couch.
Oh, you did? That one?
I did.
Nice.
I was on Fox and Friends once.
Oh,
a long time ago. Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
All right. So now, you know what happens if you say that she's a DEI hire?
The other thing I'd say is that he is going to continue to use all these racist dog whistles throughout the campaign. We're going to see it from Trump, we're going to see it from J.D. Vance, and we're going to see it from a lot of their surrogates. In fact, just yesterday, one of the surrogates was saying, if we don't win, we're going to have a civil war to get our agenda through. A civil war. And so this is an organization, this is a right-wing campaign that's going to be racist, misogynistic against the vice president, but we're going to stand on the issues and what really matters. It's the fact that she is qualified. They want to call her a DEI president or DEI candidate. She has more experience than Trump and J.D. Vance combined.
What?
On what?
What?
Where's her?
Where's her experience?
Yeah.
She didn't make it to the first primary. In other words, she was the first presidential primary candidate out. Tulsi Gabbard eviscerated her on the stage.
Great. Yeah.
Amazing.
She couldn't come back from that.
And so Biden says, I'm going to buy vice president, I'm going to buy a black chick. All right. So he says, all right. And so anybody that wasn't, so all the men out, all the white women out, all the Hispanics out. All right. The only one we're going to pick from is black women. That is the definition of a DEI hire, the definition of it.
You know, I think, and again, I guess I can't imagine how some people in the community might feel that knowing, like, you know, it's been difficult, I think, for black folks with coming forward and being, no, I'm not saying it right, to advance in politics. It's difficult to get past the patriarchy sometimes. So if you're qualified, literally qualified, I think that's awesome. But if you're qualified because you check some boxes, that to me brings it down for everybody, for anybody who's a politician or looking to get ahead.
Look, Tulsi Gabbard is a woman of color. If they would have picked her as a vice president, I would have been happier than a pig in shit. I think she's qualified. I do like her. And it's not because she's a smoke show, even though I think she is a smoke show, is that she's been in the military. I've listened to her talk. She's intelligent. She knows a lot of the things that she is for. I am for. Okay. So again, and as soon as they step out of line, they're a Russian plant. Hillary Clinton called her a Russian asset. I mean, she should have been sued for defamation. I mean, that's ridiculous.
So you can just say things.
Right.
Sparky, you just say anything about anybody.
Sparky Toaster says, Trump did the job. Harris didn't. How can you say that Harris has more experience? This guy's just another talking parrot out there. She's the best. She's the best.
Yeah. Because they have to amp it. They have to amp it, and they have to. And look how young this guy is. They have to amp it, and they have to get all the younger politicians and representatives like all hot and psyched up about this election because they did it all fucking backwards.
Now.
And they didn't really pick. They didn't elect anybody. They just selected.
Yeah, they just selected. We're going to put this person in there. I don't even think they want her, but they can't do anything because Biden waited too long.
They got nothing. Yeah.
Here's another thing. There are some states that Biden can't come off the ballot. So there's like 3 or 4 states that apparently she can't be on the ballot. Now, what are they going to do about that? How are they going to scam their way around that?
Why would you put the ballot out?
Because he already had all the delegates, even though they didn't go there. But and I don't know why they have. Again, I'm not sure. I don't remember how these conventions go. But why is it so late? Why are these conventions so late?
I know.
I don't know.
Harris has more ballots out. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying. Now, you know who? Again, we got to get the blacks in line. All right, can't have any of these blacks stepping out. This is a problem. So we have Michael Clark Duncan once again.
Hey, fam. Okay, I just got to say it.
Hey, fam.
I just got to say it.
Of course you do.
Given the just stratospheric entrance of Vice President Kamala Harris into the presidential campaign, and she has now secured enough delegates to become the nominee, you're going to look real crazy being on the other side of that line, particularly as a person of color.
Why?
Ooh, are you You're bullying people.
Yeah,
that's a bully fucking move right there.
Yeah, what's going on, Michael Clark Duncan?
Well,
but
if you're
really,
black,
as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture, you're gonna look real weird and real lonely on that side. The door.
Hey, listen, come
Did
on
she just
over.
essentially call them Uncle Toms without saying it?
Yeah. You ain't going to be. Listen, if you don't vote for or you ain't voting for Harris, you ain't black. Is basically what she's saying.
That's essentially what that is. Yeah.
Needs to close behind Amber, and she looked crazy over there. But shut the door behind her. You really are gonna look crazy being on that side, given the cultural phenomenon of Vice President Kamala Devi Harris. She's about to make history.
Oh,
and now it's not 2 old men, it's 1 old man. If you had an issue with the age issue, there's only one old man now.
Okay, she's young, but she's an idiot.
Somebody qualified issue.
Yeah,
That's the issue.
Right. Now, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here because I have some other clips put here. But this guy here, I don't know if you know. Do you know who Chad Prather is?
I know the name.
All right, so he's a comedian, but he's also kind of like he has a podcast. He's more of a right-wing commentary. And he talks as fast as Ben Shapiro. So he's going to give you
Okay.
buckle in.
Here's what they don't want you thinking about, and I'm going to give it to you in a minute and a half. Yesterday, former chairman of RNC, Michael Steele, posted a cartoon picture of Kamala Harris dressed like a Captain America with a caption that said, "You ready for this?" Now, look, you can do all the airbrushing you want, but beyond being the worst candidate in 2020, her staff turnover rate since becoming vice president is a whopping 92%. So basically, she's a high-ranking bitch. Now, they're going to gloss over all that and say that she's a superhero. No, she's a super zero. Exactly what she polled in the 2020 primary. What are her superpowers? I mean, leaping tall erections in a single bound? You know, her office has denied FOIA requests about their finances, which makes one wonder how the hell they're spending their money down in the Batcave. And over at the Social Justice League, she refuses to wade into briefings that have been prepared for her by her staff, then berates them when she appears unprepared. So she's a lazy bully, basically Homelander with a cackle. And don't forget the level of selfish ambition required to put a married man's wiener in your mouth for political gain. Superhero. Yeah, okay. 28 years, California politician, prosecutor, attorney general. Captain Word Salad fought for more aggressive prosecution of people who committed misdemeanors and literally put parents in jail for truancy. A whole lot of black men for smoking weed. Fought for harsher sentences, larger bail requirements, longer prison terms, more prosecution of petty crimes, greater criminal justice involvement in low-income and minority communities, less due process for people in the system, and less accountability for bad cops. So I think in response to Michael Steele's question, I would ask you, the American people, are you ready for this?
Thoughts?
He talks really fast.
He does talk really fast.
He talks
very
fast.
Remember since he said that, could it be said that maybe Kamala Harris is an OG? And what is she an OG of?
Yeah, and then there's the DEI press secretary telling you that the DEI vice president is the future of the party here. And so the future looks kind of dim for the Democrats here, but this is no shocker either. Kamala Harris, she's the original Haktua girl. That's the way she got where she is. And the party's going downhill if it's in her hands.
That was tough. That was harsh.
Even she's like, dang. Well, so I kind of, I know Kamala Harris has a very colorful history of men, whatever, according to all of what's been said. I don't like that personally. I don't like that.
You don't like her, you don't like the slut
that
shaming.
he said that. Yeah, I kind of don't.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Wonder what happened to the Huck 2 girl? Whatever happened to her?
Are you asking or are you pulling up a clip?
I'm trying to pull up a clip.
Oh, okay.
And apparently I can't pull. Why can't I pull up this clip? Here we go. Let's try it one more time.
This is Haley, and she went to the University of Northern Alabama, but she had to drop out to pay the bills and take care of my grandma. And then she went viral, so she made some cash, but Granny keeps asking her what Haktua means, so we wrote this song for Haley's grandma to explain myself to the elderly. Haktua means being selfless. Haktua means you care. Haktua is another word for hard work, like rolling up your sleeves and tying back your hair. Haktua means love and affection. Haktua means
we're in a recession, Grandma. Stop asking so many questions.
That's actually kind of cute.
All
Good
right.
for her.
All right. So, okay,
it's good for that girl.
I
Make
know.
some money. Enjoy
All right.
it.
So let's find out.
So it's okay to oh, she's great, but you slut shame others. Okay. Not
Yeah.
you, in general.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because
So there you go.
listen. All right. So maybe let me explain myself this way.
Mm-hmm.
This girl, the Haktua girl, what's her name? Haley? Whatever it is.
Haley, somebody or other, yeah.
Haley something. Okay. Haley, she's just doing that because that's what she does with the people that she's affectionate with.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't made $1 from sucking dick. All right. She hasn't been put in a higher position from sucking dick. All right. All she did was mention about, who's spitting on that thing, and it went viral. All right. She did not do that to get another job.
Well, we don't know, but okay.
Well, she was working in a spring company. What do you think? Whose dick do you have to suck to get to be a part of a spring company?
What I'm saying is I just don't know. So.
Okay. So you don't know what? You don't know that Kamala Harris started dating this guy, Willie Brown, when he was 60 and married, and she was 30?
Yeah,
she was having an affair.
Too.
Right? And then she had an affair, and he bought her a BMW, and then he got her, 2 jobs that were appointed jobs, and then she went there, and then she ended up being a prosecutor, and then he backed her in the attorney general's race, and he also backed her in the senator's race. So I mean, listen, she talks with a lisp for a reason. There's a lot of that going on, so she got to where she is. Am I wrong?
I know. I still don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like that she sucked dick?
I don't have to
get
like
this?
it. I don't give a shit that she sucked dick. It's
she
the people of California should be
okay?
pissed.
Is it recommend? Do you think that? Okay, let me ask you this: do you think is it okay, or do you recommend that as a career path?
I don't like slut shaming.
Oh, the slut shaming. Even though, like, in other words, I understand that. But to me, when you use that, it's no different than sex work, to be honest with you. No? Am I wrong?
I don't. It doesn't matter if it's. I don't like the shaming. That's all I don't like. I mean, I'm not thrilled with that if that's how she got to the top, which pretty much is a track record of yes. But.
So Sparky says we can't call a slut a slut?
Well, I suppose you could, because that's all that a lot of men are doing.
All right. Okay. I don't know. I hear you.
Am I wrong? Here's some words for you. Am I wrong? That guy got on national TV, who is a father of 4, has his own daughter, and then called the woman who is the vice president of the United States, whether you like her or not. And I'm not a fan, but he pretty much, called her cock gobbler or something, like just calling her the Haktua girl. Like that's. I'm not a fan of that.
Fact check true?
Yeah, not a fan. So there you go. I don't
All
have to like it.
It's okay.
The world will revolve with me not liking that.
It's okay to suck dick to the top. It's just not okay to talk about it or
it's
point
not
it
okay
out.
To shame people. No, everybody's been pointing it out for years. I get that.
Okay.
I don't have to like it.
All right. Yeah, I understand. You don't have to like it. That's fine. Okay. All right. All right. Let's talk about the Biden-Harris accomplishments since they've been in the presidency. Right. Let's see. Allowed 15 million unvetted illegals into the country. Historic inflation crisis. Record high gas prices in all 50 states. Record high consumer debt. Released terrorists in this country. Ukraine-Russia war. Israeli-Hamas war. Disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. Thank you. Violent crime skyrocketing. Tried to jail political rivals in the name of democracy. Lied to the American public about Joe's decline, declared war on American energy, record low test scores from K to 12 students, most unpopular president and VP in history. History.
You have to say, you have to whisper.
Right. Is she going to run on history? Is she going to run on that record?
Of course not.
All right.
Oh, a friend of mine had put something together of like all the things that she's done, like all the things she's supported and bills. I'm like,
Right.
Sure.
All right. We ready? Here we go. All right. Here is someone that says that if Joe is incapacitated and Kamala doesn't take over the presidency, we have to move on, and this is what could happen.
Kamala Harris refused to be sworn in as president for the rest of Biden's term. Not only did she refuse, but 2 others have refused to be sworn in as president for the rest of Biden's term.
I don't understand who the 2 others. Yeah, I was going to say it's vice president, and then do you know who it is after the vice president?
I thought the speaker.
Speaker of the House, yes. I don't know who the other 2.
Which is not Mike Johnson's like, fuck that.
Right.
I don't want this shit. They barely elected me for speaker.
Right.
Now, by tomorrow, if nobody's sworn in, Mike Johnson will be our president. All right? He's a Republican. So for all you Democrats that are out there cheering Kamala, she's refusing to be sworn in. Why? Because she's not going to be the president. No matter how much y'all want her to be, she's not going to be. Mike Johnson will be president tomorrow. If nobody else is sworn in, Mike Johnson will be president. He's a Republican. Easy win for Trump. Easy win, which we already knew that. You Democrats need to learn your laws and everything, your factual laws. Oh, by the way, the 25th Amendment has been activated. Can't be on the ballot.
I find that hard to believe, to be quite honest with you.
Mike says Santa moved to a cabana on the beach.
Yeah,
That's
Santa
a skinny
Claus.
Santa.
That's a very well.
Yeah.
It's July. He'll put some weight on by Christmas. All right, it's that time. It's time for
we're
the
back to this. Yeah.
2024 miles in 2024.
That is
Look
correct.
at you guys go. And Duchess,
Yeah.
you're only 40 miles behind. I think this is the
know.
closest you've been since it started.
Yeah. Yeah, I broke 1,300 miles when I was in Michigan. Now, I've been walking and riding the bike, so that's helped catch up. And unfortunately, poor Josh is still slightly beat up. So that's his misfortune has been a little bit beneficial for me. I have no doubt. I know. Yeah, here you go. Well, that's all right, Josh. I'll be doing 2 more. Well, at least this year I'll be doing another Mammoth March. And then I signed up for one in April because I'm insane. So October and April are my next 20-mile hikes. And then I have a 5K next month. So, yeah.
Very good. And
Josh
who's
is salty about it. So
Jamingo guy? He's only got 37 miles in.
You're getting there. It's 37 more than last year, right? Maybe?
Well,
Maybe not.
of course. Look. Right now my back is tore up from the floor up, so I'm having problems. And it was funny. Like I said, I went to the doctor and I'm talking about my back, and they're like, maybe you should try doing some exercise. I'm like, exercise? Every time I exercise, this is what happens. I was exercising. I hurt my back. Now I'm bucked. Fucked by the fickle figure of fate. Come to think of it, as I just moved it.
The alliteration is strong tonight.
Yes. Jamingo has 37 miles just swapping mixers this week.
Well, it's the bend and stretch.
Right. If Jamaica makes it to Ohio, I'll send him 2 cookies. Oh, thank you very much, Sparky. I appreciate that.
So Mike said, am I counting miles in big cities on your trip? Actually, I did not do any particular walking, like a certain hike or anything like that. I managed to most days hit my 5 miles. There was on Monday, Lisa Dean and I went out to a town, and we saw the lighthouse, and we hiked up there and the lighthouse and back. So it ended up being like an 8-mile day for me. So.
If you add up the mileage of my mixers going back and forth from New Jersey to California, I might be close, but that's not true. That's not true.
It'll get you there. It'll get you closer.
Mike says that was a joke about counting crime in big cities. No, that's not a joke.
I didn't even get that.
No. Okay. I'm just saying, well, first of all, that's not a joke. A lot of I don't know if you were talking about when I was saying that they're not counting the crime statistics in big cities. That's why crime's down. I don't know if that's what he was talking about, but that is the truth. That they've found out that a lot of cities just stopped reporting crime. So now crime's down 15%. Yeah. That's nice. That's the way to do it. All right. So let's go to, guess what time it is? It's time to fire up the Boomer Bunker Fantasy Football League this year. Whoop, whoop. All right. So far we have me, you, Bob. We have Rhymes with Nothing. Did Matt say that he was going to be in it this year? I don't know. I got meant to talk to him about that.
We can ask.
All right, so we'll ask Matt if he wants to be in here, but wait to hear this one. 2 of my daughters are in this. So 2 of my daughters. The returning champion, Lisa, from my Shake My Head podcast, and Lisa's in. She's back.
Bob says no Canadians.
Oh, no. Not only do we have we have more than, we've doubled our Canadians.
Double them,
because guess what? Samantha, my girlfriend, is now in the fantasy football league. She is the fake
Nice.
fan in the fantasy football league. So
Good for her.
it should be fun. Now, what I did was I made the draft Saturday night, August 31st, because I figured anybody that's hurt, anybody that's not going to be, anybody cut or anything, so then we can go in and do the draft. Lisa, are you going to be in there? I don't know if Lisa. Oh, Lisa, maybe this
Lisa
Lisa
Kay.
play better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
I don't know if
Lisa.
Lisa's going to be in there or not. I don't. Did she dropped out last year? Didn't she, or she didn't play? Well, I don't remember what happened with her.
I can't remember if she played last year.
Sparky says no Canadians or illegals. Okay, so here's the story.
So no wing wrong. No, I'm kidding.
If you want to look, if you
Sorry,
want to
wing
be in, we have 4 spots left. All right.
Right.
If you want to be in the fantasy football league this year, just go to our Discord. There's links in the show notes. There's links in our link tree. Go to the Discord, come on in, and get an invitation. We use the ESPN Fantasy Sports app, and sign up. Sign on up. We got 4 spots. First come, first serve. We're going to have 16 teams this year. Last year we only had 8. So look at us doubling it up. 4 spots left. And Sparky says, I have 2 slots. Oh, Sparky has 2 slots. He's a toaster. Get it? He's a 2-slot toaster. I
Sparky,
get
you
it.
should play. It's fun.
Sparky, I don't know if you want to play, but there you go.
To sign up, is it the link that you shared, or
It's
can
the
I cut and paste from? Can you drop? Okay, I'll find it.
How about finishing that sentence?
Well, I was gonna cut. I'm gonna send it to someone. That's
All right, yeah, you can just go in there and take that link and then
Okay.
copy it and send it to somebody.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
You got it.
Mike says,
Sorry.
Sparky, no slot shaming, please.
I feel like that's bragging.
Mhm.
Slot bragging. Because he's
All right,
2.
so finally we have made it to the end of this episode of the Boomer Bunker. How about us?
Go us. Go us.
I thought, thank God this thing worked, because I don't know if I could have taken any more fucking shit from the chat, especially Bob.
Troublemaker Bob. No, it was. I'm glad you were in the chat. It was nice to chat in Discord for a little bit while you got your things all worked out, or however you processed.
Again, Bob, I don't. You're not right. All right, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. I don't believe you're right. That's all. All right, and so, well, listen. I've been doing this for a long time, and there is. You looked at, there's a rat's nest of wires next to me. There's 3 mixers laying on the floor. There's boxes strewn all over. So I'll have a hard time putting everything.
Sorry for the person whoever answers the phone at Road tomorrow.
It's not going to be fun tomorrow. I'm very, very upset with them. Very upset with them. So, and again, I just don't want. I want people to do what they say they're going to do. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I make my deadlines.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to make my deadline or something happens, I get in touch with them. I just don't let people hang. I hate that. So I'm glad you guys worked out the echo. Duchess, stop walking.
Sorry, Josh. I'd walk outside. It's so hot. It's horrifically hot. I know he's walking outside. I don't know how he's walking in this.
So
I can't walk in this weather.
This is what I do, because I'm trying to get. Listen, the thing with my back, I'm not even sure that it's not because I'm trying to walk my way through this. I'm trying to strengthen my back by walking. So I go out early in the morning when it's like 75, but it's still humid as crap. And then I come in, and then I go when it starts to get dusk. If I'm not doing this, then I go out and try to get some more in. So I'm still trying to get to the 800 steps, but like I said, right now I'm just doing 500. Yeah. And then I was hoping to get to 1,000. But it seems like every time I start to step up and do something like that, I always get some kind of nonsense like this. I don't know. Here's a funny thing before we go. Again, you know how your phone listens to you?
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to the doctor about things and telling him what was wrong with me. And all of a sudden, I start getting all of these advertisements for this, some kind of CI, something inflammatory disease. And and so I'm like, what is all this? And so then I looked into it, and it's like all the symptoms that I have. Right. But it's some kind of some kind of inflammatory response illness or whatever. And they say that a lot of people that took the vaccine have this. So I might be vaccine injured. You bastards.
You know what? Let's not worry about that way. I think the fact that you're going out and you're trying, I think, is a bigger step for you. No pun intended on this.
Yeah.
But, you know, and just by going out, don't push it. If 500 is about what you can do, then do that. But and take your time doing it. You don't have to do 500 and then automatically rush for more. Is your mixer vexed?
No, my mixer's
Ouch,
not
Mom.
vexed.
Oh, that's a hang on.
Yeah!
I have a bell.
That just has a bell. Yeah. So what was I going to? I was going to say something. I forget. It just went right out of my mind. Anyhow, we will be back. Look, we could be back Sunday night now because I have a mixer. I'm not shutting this thing off until I get my new mixer.
We can't do Sunday.
Oh, that's right. Duchess has somewhere to go. I'm not bringing anybody else in. I'm not. Listen, Duchess is it. We're monogamous podcasters.
You're stuck with me forever now.
Yes.
Forever and ever.
Ever
I'm sorry,
and
Sparky.
ever.
Normally Sundays, it was screwed up when we bought the tickets. I'm so sorry.
She's
I did
going
not
to
realize it was a Sunday.
Can I ask what kind of concert it is?
It's Foreigner and Styx, and we're going to Camden.
Oh my God! It's the actual bands.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was and without Dennis DeYoung, but I'd like to see Foreigner. I love Lou Gramm, and this is
It's not Lou
his
Gramm.
farewell.
Is Lou Gramm still there?
Gramm?
I thought he died.
And Foreigner? No.
He didn't die? You sure Lou Gramm's still
Lou
alive?
Gramm? Now I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, I thought Lou Gramm died.
No, I don't believe so.
This is like the Rolling
he's still
Walker tour.
alive.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think
you're
he's singing
thinking-
anymore. They have somebody else that was singing. He is still singing?
Yes.
Last
the
time I
concert
saw
was
they had-
advertised as this is his last hurrah.
Really?
I don't know how he's got to be 152 years old. I don't know how old he is.
I've seen both of those both of those bands back in
Mm-hmm.
the 80s in Philadelphia. And one of them, when I saw Styx, it was oh no, it wasn't Styx, it was Kansas. I'm sorry. It was Kansas.
Oh, I like Kansas.
Kansas,
yeah.
Styx, Boston. They're all kind of the same band. But when I went to see
I know, but
Kansas,
they're all good bands. Yeah.
right, and they did that thing where it's like Carry On Wayward Son. Yeah.
Oh,
so when they
good.
did, when it goes da da, the guy would go and do a headstand on the organ, and he would be up, like stand straight up there and go da da, and they would do, and then he'd come back down again. It was amazing, but yeah, it was their big finale. Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to think. I did see Styx. I did see Foreigner. I did see Kansas. The only one I did not see Boston. For some reason,
wish
I
I
could
could
never.
have seen Boston.
Yeah, I wanted to
never
see
did.
Boston, but that was when
I
you
got
would go.
into them in the 80s.
We went to concerts all the time because they were right over in Philly. They were
And you could afford them. They were like
$20
what,
a
$10
ticket.
tickets. Yeah,
$20 a ticket. I've seen Bruce Springsteen about 7 times. I don't even like Bruce Springsteen. All my
But
friends,
you could get in, yeah.
but all my friends would go. And let me tell you something about Bruce
He
Springsteen.
has some good songs. The concerts are great. People.
The
love
concerts
it.
were amazing. I'm not a
They're
Bruce fan,
long.
but I loved him. I
You
saw
get your money's
him.
worth on his concerts.
Yes,
for sure.
Billy Joel I've seen several times. I
Oh,
saw
I never
Elton
saw Billy
John.
Joel.
I saw Elton John 3 times in Philadelphia. He used to always
Cheap
come
Trick?
to Philadelphia. I saw Cheap Trick in the.
Of course.
I saw a Great Adventure. I saw Cheap Trick.
Yeah, that Great Adventure used to get a ton of bands.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a story real fast. It won't be too long. Paul used to work at Great Adventure when he was like just in high school, and he said the Ramones showed up. And he says all these freaks came through and like were tipping over the trams, like caused a riot. Like, it was
No
a
shit.
hot mess. Yeah, but he says it was awesome. It was a good show.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Cheap Trick was a great show. I'm trying, that's all we did. We traveled, and listen, if there was no bands that were in the area, what we did is we went every Friday and Saturday night. We went to a bar that had a cover band that was doing covers. We saw live music all the time back then because that's what you did. There was nothing else going on. It was just again, it was a great time to be alive. It was a lot of fun. We didn't have all that shit that's going on here.
I saw a Boston cover band, and they were, well, it wasn't Boston, but they were fun. And, that's all you got. You got to go for the fun because you know it's not the band. So, Not Cheap Trick.
Boss says they're not
Yeah.
so Cheap Trick anymore because the tickets cost $240 each.
They're
Really?
ridiculously expensive. Yeah.
What was that guy's name? His last is Xander. Was his last name Xander? The singer. I can't forget. He was
I don't know. Cheap Trick. Yeah.
Yeah, back then, I mean,
They're kind
this
of
was
douchey, weren't they? Weren't
Yeah,
they? Like, I heard they were
he was
super
douchey. The guitar player was a good guy, but the guy, he'd come over to the side and people would be toweling him off and all this, and I was like, all right. But anyhow,
Robin Zander, Rick Nielsen, Tom
Rick Nielsen
Peterson, and
Rick Nielsen was the guitar player. He was really, really good, and it was amazing. All right, everybody, where's my ending music?
Where's my tinfoil hat?
Where's my tinfoil hat?
Well, thank you for sticking with us, folks.
All right, everybody, we're out of here. We'll be back Sunday night. Oh, no, we won't.
No.
Thursday night. Jesus, John. 1 week. All right, everybody, we'll catch you later.
Bye.